That means uninterrupted services. Even though you have taken sickness leave, you might have taken leave, some accidents you might have had, due to that accident you might have taken leave, or layoff, strikes, lockout. Next case, cause 2. It is actually clause 2, typing mistake. So when an employee is not in continuous service, that means under clause 1, he shall be deemed to be in continuous service. Employee is not in continuous service, because he shall be deemed to be in continuous service. How? For example, the said 1 year, that means we are telling that 1 year the employee has actually worked for the employer. That means in the 12 calendar months, he should not have worked less than 120 days in case of employees employed in mines, 240 days in any other case. See, in a year, 365 days are there. In a year, 365 days are there. The people are working in mines, they should have worked for 190 days. The people are working in other areas other than the mines and other areas, it is 240 days. So that is 1 year. For example, if it is for 6 months period, the employee should have actually worked under the employer during the period of 6 calendar months. That means 6 months he should have worked, out of which 95 days the people or the employees who are employed in mines, 120 days in any other case. That means half of the 190 and half of 120. 240. Any confusions here? ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, especially the people who are working in mine sector, they should have done 190 days to consider it as a uninterrupted service. That means actually has worked. That means it should have worked for not less than 190 days. In the other cases, it should be 240 days. So that is for 1 year. Suppose if it is for 6 months, 95 days in case of employees employed in mines, then 120 days in case of any other services. Okay, no doubt, no? Anybody having doubt about this?
No, sir.
Okay. Now the slide is changed. Can you see section 4, payment of gratuity?
No, sir.
Sir.
No. Ayyo, what happened?
Now it is visible,
Now?
sir.
Now it is.
Okay. See section 4, payment of gratuity. See, gratuity shall be paid to the employee. As I told you, he should have rendered 5 years of continuous service. After his superannuation, after his resignation or retirement, or on his death or disablement, the gratuity will be paid. So I have already told you how the gratuity calculation: 15 divided by 26 into number of years worked plus wage rate. Okay. Or I told you 15 into last drawn salary into 15 divided by 26. Sorry, number of years of service. Like that we calculated. Gratuity payable today, it should not exceed more than 10 lakhs. Actually, it was 3.5 lakhs earlier, that got changed to 7.5 lakhs. Then it got changed to 10 lakhs. In 2018, one more amendment has come. Now it is up to 20 lakhs. Are you all getting? Then he shall be payable within 30 days from the due date. Suppose after he get retired, or if he resigns from the job, so from the date of his resignation, or once he completes his tenure of service, I mean, if he leaves the organization, within 30 days, you have to settle the gratuity. If the payment is delayed, suppose if the employer is liable to pay interest. Suppose if you don't pay the gratuity, if you are delaying, then you have to pay interest for it. So morning also I told you some interest will be given. The gratuity may be paid wholly or partially. Sometimes it might be forfeited also. That means they may not give all the whole gratuity, they may not give. Some part of the gratuity they may withhold. Why? Because if the employee is charged of willful omission, any negligence he has caused or damages he has done any destruction to the property, if he has done any violence or disorderly conduct, suppose he has been charged with any moral turpitude, suppose if the person has done something where he has not followed the rules and regulations of the company, he was negligence in causing some damages for the people, or causing any destruction to the property, or doing any violence or disorderly conduct, or he has been charged with some moral turpitude. Moral turpitude means immorally behaving. Something he has been charged. If such is the case, some of the gratuity will be forfeited. Forfeited ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. Next, gratuity calculation, the same thing. I think you can see gratuity is equal to last drawn monthly salary divided by 26 into 15 into number of years of service. So 1 month is equal to 26 days here. Okay. So gratuity eligibility in India, the people who retire after completion of 5 years in the same organization, they will get gratuity. Employee resigning after 5 years of working with the same organization, they will get gratuity. Any temporary staffs, workers, if they are considered as employees, even they are also eligible for gratuity. The employees who get transferred overseas on an assignment, suppose you are working with Infosys or you are working with Wipro, you will get transferred to the other country to do some work. That is called as overseas assignments. Overseas ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಮುದ್ರನ ದಾಟಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಊರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದನ್ನ overseas ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, so employee transferred overseas on an assignment, then employee suffering disability due to illness or an accident. So for all of them, gratuity will be paid. Next, compulsory insurance. So section 4A says about compulsory insurance. See, according to the Gratuity Act, the employers, what they should do, they should always obtain an insurance from the Life Insurance Corporation. Why they have to obtain insurance? See, this is for their liability of payment of gratuity. If the employer has already established an approved gratuity fund, see, usually so most of the people, a morning I told you they should keep a gratuity fund. Okay, suppose if they have not approved, then it is different. Suppose if they have approved, that means if they are already having a gratuity fund, he may be exempted from subsection 1. That means already if he is having gratuity fund, he need not take insurance. Suppose if he is not having gratuity fund, he is supposed to take a insurance with respect to gratuity or for the liability of payment of gratuity. So the employer shall get the company registered with the controlling authority within the prescribed time. There will be an authority called as controlling authority. So the employer should register saying that our company exists and we are paying gratuity, we are eligible, so they should be registered. So next, they should appoint some board of trustees. So the appropriate government, that means any state government or central government, shall make some trustees to be appointed for this. Then every employer shall be liable to pay the contribution either in the way of premium or to the approved gratuity fund. That means how we pay insurance now, like that company also will take an insurance with respect to gratuity, and it will keep paying the premium. Premium is monthly or yearly what they pay for this compulsory insurance. Like now ಏನಾದ್ರು insurance ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ premium pay ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly. Like that employer also shall pay contribution here just to have that gratuity fund or approved gratuity fund. So in any contraventions to the subsection 5 will lead to a fine of 10,000 rupees for continuously doing some offense, or some penalty of 1,000 rupees for each day. Suppose if he doesn't follow these regulations as per the Gratuity Act under section 5, 10,000 rupees fine will be imposed on the employer. And if he continues to do the same offense, another 1,000 rupees penalty will be imposed for each day. Can you see now the other slide? Hello? Hello?
Payment of gratuity is visible, sir.
Payment of gratuity. That means this one compulsory insurance. Huh? Oh, this one is visible. Huh?
Compulsory insurance. Gone.
Compulsory insurance was visible, no? This one was visible, no?
Payment of gratuity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Compulsory.
Okay. Now, can you see this section 6 nomination?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, morning I've already told you about nomination. Okay. The employee must appoint a nominee for such purpose, so that he can distribute the gratuity in more than one nominee. That is not only for one, but for more than that. So if the employee has a family, then he should nominate any of the family members and not an outsider. Okay. That means if he has family members, he can nominate any of the family members, but not an outsider. If the nomination can be modified as and when by the employee can change the nomination. That means initially he has given his wife's name, then he may change it to his mother's name, he can change it to his father's name. Okay. suppose if the nominee predeceases the employee, he has to make a fresh nomination. That means, suppose if the employee has made a nominee, and if that nominee is no more, if he has died, then he has to give fresh one more nomination. Who has to give? Employee has to give some fresh nomination. Then every change in the nomination has to be sent to the employer. That means it should be kept in a safe custody. Suppose if he makes any changes, nominee, member's name, he is going to change, or he is going to change the name of the nominee, addresses of the nominee, all those things should be compulsorily communicated to the employer. Now, can you see section 7? Determination of amount of gratuity.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, a person is eligible for gratuity, he shall give it in writing to the employer. If a person is eligible for gratuity, he should always give it in writing to the employer. ಯಾರಾದರೂ gratuityಗೆ ಅರ್ಹರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ he should give it in writing through a letter to the employer. So the employer is going to determine the amount of gratuity. That means how much should be paid, and he is going to give a notice in writing to the employee who is to receive the gratuity when due arises. See, if I'm working for an employer for more than 5 years, if I give a letter to the employer stating that I'm supposed to get certain amount of gratuity, he should give a notice in writing to the employee who is to receive the gratuity whenever his due comes. So the employer shall pay the gratuity or make the gratuity payment within 30 days once it becomes dues. Suppose Prasanna leaves some XYZ company after 5 years of tenure. So he has given a letter stating that I am leaving this organization. Once I submit my resignation, once my relieving everything gets over, from that day within 30 days, my gratuity should be paid.